Welcome everyone to my video log. Um, this was a pretty amazing and in-depth project that we had the opportunity to do. My main goal, I think, when designing these questions was to really assess and think about how technology was going to positively impact the students and assist the teachers. I wanted to know what insights I could gain from the teachers I interviewed and tried to find the best way of extracting that information. Um, I think if I could distill it, what it really came down to was what are you using? Why did you pick that technological tool in particular? How has this impacted student learning? And has this made students uh, more creative, more excited to be in class, more collaborative in class? Those were really the main themes when I was thinking about what questions to ask. I also had the added benefit of working with the cohort, of course, and seeing what you guys were asking. And that really benefited me greatly um, in terms of my choice of constructing these questions. And I discovered, I think, for this initial step in the process, that um, being able to write great questions and thus being a really good interviewer actually takes a lot of skill and is really, really important. All right, so I chose teachers of three different grade levels, one elementary, one PE, and one high school to try to get a diverse perspective. What I'm going to talk about is some of the common themes that I came across. The first one is really about the tools that they're using. Smart boards, tablets, laptops, games, when available, mobile apps. All of these resources are fantastic if available. Second point here is some common language that I kept hearing. Efficiency, they really want to use the tools to try to make the lesson as efficient as possible. They really want to try to get kids working together to collaborate. They want to drive curiosity, get the kids motivated and interested in learning, and naturally engagement, trying to engage the students through these technological lessons. This third point here is in reference to the morality of technology. And it seems like all three teachers mentioned, are they aware of the consequences? Yes. Are they actually responsible? Maybe. That's a little bit trickier. The fourth point, the more interactive the lesson is, the more motivated the students tend to be. And then finally, this idea of technology supporting the teacher and enhancing the lesson, but not replacing them. They all seem to drive this point home. So naturally, now the question is, where did the teachers differ? We just reviewed some common themes. Um, well, the first point in which they differed was how often the technology should actually be incorporated. One of the teachers mentioned specifically that if she had the availability, she would use it as frequently as possible. Another teacher mentioned that they want to use technological tools only as a supplement and maybe even a last resort, and they just prioritize the relationship aspect of teaching far more. Interesting. Second point is optimism versus pragmatism. Two of the teachers seemed pretty practical about how available the resources were, and one of the teachers was a little bit more optimistic, um, possibly in part because of the nature of the school and the socioeconomics of the school. There were some contrasting viewpoints when it came to student motivation post class. One teacher referenced the fact that he actually really believes that that is when technology is used at its absolute best. Students can work together, they can talk about homework assignments, they can help each other out. Another teacher felt like, well, once class ends, student motivation just naturally drops off at that point. All right, so the technology influenced lesson plan that one of the teachers shared with me, I think is a great one. The basic concept is that the students use their tablets to conduct research on the history of the United States, generate a presentation using their creativity, and really work together and collaborate, and then subsequently share their presentation with the rest of their class. What's really great about this is it satisfies a lot of the standards. It empowers the learner, it satisfies the innovative designer, creative communicator. From an educator standpoint, it's fantastic as far as planning for designer and facilitator. I think where it falls short a little bit is on the digital citizen aspect. Students are conducting research, but they don't necessarily know how to source that research. Something else that's quite nice, I think, about this project is that there is a guiding question, but there's not a set question, and the students come up with their own questions, which definitely facilitates creative and critical thought. All right, the checklist questions I made were really designed to ensure that I'm maximizing the student's experience. What tech should I use? How do I leverage this to engage the kids? Do I have all the necessary resources to make this happen? What kind of information can I glean from this to become a better teacher? And will this arm the students and prepare them for the challenges of 2017 and beyond? Thankfully, I had all of you guys to help me come up with this checklist, and this about ends the video blog. Great experience, challenge to keep this under 7 minutes for sure, but this was an awesome activity to do, definitely.